In the bustling heart of a vibrant city in Africa, where the market spilled over with the sounds of haggling and the scents of spices, there lived a man named Kwame. Kwame was unlike any other in his opulence. His wealth was vast, as he owned lands that stretched as far as the eye could see and businesses that flourished. However, his heart carried a void no wealth could fill. Kwame longed for true love, a companion who would cherish him not for his wealth, but for his soul. One sultry evening under the glow of the setting sun, Kwame sat on the balcony of his grand mansion, pondering over his loneliness. As he watched couples stroll by his estate, laughter mingling with the gentle breeze, an idea sparked within him. What if he shed his identity as a wealthy magnate and walked among the common folk? Perhaps then he could find a woman who loved him for his essence and not his empire. The following morning, Kwame set his plan into motion. He exchanged his designer clothes for plain, well-worn garments that spoke of years of hard labor rather than opulence. He masked his well-groomed features with a beard, rough and unkempt, to blend in with those to whom fortune hadn't been as kind. With his transformation complete, Kwame ventured into the heart of the city, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. His first stop was the bustling central market, a place he had often visited in his luxury vehicle, windows up, shut away from the world. Today, he walked its dusty paths, his feet clad in simple sandals, brushing shoulders with the multitude. The aromas of fresh produce and the cacophony of the market were overwhelming, yet exhilarating. Kwame wandered through stalls, engaging with vendors, marveling at how different the world looked from this vantage point. People treated him kindly, but ordinarily, a new experience for him, who was usually met with bows and deferential tones. Amidst his wanderings, his eyes caught a young woman, her skin the color of the earth after rain, her smile brightening the dim corners of the market. She was selling handmade jewelry, her hands gracefully displaying her work to potential buyers. Drawn by her warmth, Kwame approached her stall. "These are beautiful," he commented, picking up a necklace adorned with beads of vibrant colors. "Thank you," she replied, her voice a melody that seemed to dance with the breeze. "I make them myself. Each bead tells a story, don't you think?" Intrigued, Kwame nodded, asking her to tell him more about her craft. As she spoke, her passion evident in her sparkling eyes, Kwame felt a stir in his heart. Her name was Ama, and unlike anyone he had ever met, she seemed to see right through to his soul. For weeks, Kwame returned to the market, each visit lengthening as he found excuses to talk more with Ama. With every conversation, every shared laugh, he felt a connection deepening. A connection not tethered by wealth or status, but by genuine affinity and respect. As the days turned into weeks, Kwame knew he had to make a decision. Would he reveal his true identity to Ama? Could this simple, beautiful bond withstand the weight of his reality? Torn between his fear of losing her and his desire for honesty, Kwame wrestled with his next move. Little did he know, Ama had secrets of her own, secrets that could change everything between them. Kwame's days began to blur into a pattern of anticipation and joy, each morning bringing with it the eagerness to see Ama. Her stall had become a place of solace, where the pretenses of his life as a wealthy man fell away, leaving him bare, yet strangely whole. Ama's laughter was a melody that played on repeat in his mind, her insights a treasure trove he yearned to explore each day. As the bond deepened, Kwame felt the weight of his secret pressing down on him. He knew he could not keep his true identity hidden for much longer without risking the trust they were building. Deciding to confess, he planned to meet her at the market at sunset, hoping the fading light would bring courage. On the appointed evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the market in a golden hue, Kwame approached Ama's stall, his heart pounding in his chest. However, he found her unusually quiet, her usual bright smile dimmed by contemplation. "Ama," Kwame started, his voice unsteady, "there is something important I need to tell you about who I am." Before he could continue, Ama looked up, her eyes locking with his, a knowing gaze in their depths. "I think I have something to share as well, Kwame," she said, her voice a whisper caught in the gentle wind. Kwame paused, taken aback by the seriousness of her tone. Ama took a deep breath and reached beneath her stall, pulling out a small, intricately carved box. She handed it to him, her hands trembling slightly. "This belonged to my grandfather," she explained. "He was no simple craftsman, he was a chief, a leader of our people. When he passed, this box was given to me, for he said the one who could appreciate its story would be the one who understood my heart." Kwame opened the box carefully, revealing a set of old, faded photographs and letters. They told the story of a man of great influence and benevolence, a leader who valued wisdom and love over wealth. As you see, Kwame, I too have been hiding parts of myself, Amma continued. In this market, I am just Amma the jewelry maker, but beyond it, I am a keeper of my family's legacy, uncertain if anyone could see beyond that. Kwame listened, the revelation sinking in, his own fears momentarily forgotten. Here was Amma, just as veiled by circumstances and expectations as he was. The irony of their situations brought a sad smile to his face. Gathering his courage, Kwame took Amma's hands in his. I understand more than you know, he said gently. I too wear a mask. My real name is Kwame Adomako, and my life is far from the simplicity I have shown you. I own lands and businesses, yet all of that has felt meaningless because it was not shared with someone who knew the real me, as you do now. Amma looked at him, a myriad of emotions flickering across her face, surprise, understanding, and then slowly, a dawning acceptance. They stood in silence, the noise of the market around them fading into a distant hum, as they both faced the truth of their disguises and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. In that moment, without conclusions or promises, they simply held each other's gaze, letting the revelations of the day settle around them like the descending night. As the days unfolded after their mutual revelations, both Kwame and Amma found themselves navigating the complexities of their new reality. The market no longer served merely as a meeting place for trade, but became a crossroads of personal discovery and subtle shifts in their relationship. Kwame, grappling with the implications of his and Amma's truths, decided to step further into her world. He began to visit the elders of her community, seeking not only to understand her heritage, but to also honor it. His presence at community gatherings, once an unimaginable thought for a man of his stature, became frequent, and his genuine respect for their customs earned him cautious yet sincere regard. Amma, on her part, observed Kwame's transformation with a mix of awe and wariness. The man who had walked into her life under the guise of simplicity was now revealing a depth of character she had not anticipated. As she watched him interact with her people, she questioned what his ultimate intentions might be. Was his interest in her community a mere extension of his affection for her, or was there something deeper stirring within him? To answer this silent query, the elders proposed a challenge, a tradition reserved for those seeking to prove their worthiness of a partner in the community. They tasked Kwame with leading a project to bring clean water to a part of the village that had long struggled with access. Kwame accepted without hesitation, driven not just by his desire to impress Amma, but by a genuine commitment to making a meaningful difference. The project was arduous and tested Kwame's resolve. Day after day, under the scorching sun, he worked alongside the villagers, digging, laying pipes, and sometimes resolving disputes that arose from the stress of the task. His hands, once smooth and unblemished, bore the marks of his labor, and his face, once hidden behind a well-maintained beard, now disguised in the dust and sweat of hard work, was radiant with a sense of purpose. Amma watched all this from a distance, her heart torn between hope and fear. She saw the changes in Kwame, the way he laughed more freely now, how his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm as the water project neared completion. But deep down, she feared the day his old life would call him back, leaving her world just as suddenly as he had entered it. As the project concluded, the village prepared for a grand celebration. The elders invited Kwame to speak before the community, an honor that solidified his acceptance, but also marked the moment of truth for him and Amma. Standing before her people, Kwame spoke not of himself or his contributions, but of the strength and resilience of the community, of Amma's passion and dedication, and of the lessons he had learned about what it truly means to serve and love. The elders nodded in approval, but the final judgment was reserved for Amma. As the celebration wore on into the night, filled with music and laughter, Amma pulled Kwame aside, away from the revelry. Under the canopy of stars, she faced him, her expression unreadable. "Kwame," she began, her voice steady, "you have shown your heart to my people and to me. But tell me, when all is said and done, where does your heart truly lie?" Kwame took a deep breath, the weight of her question settling in his chest. He knew his answer would alter the course of their tale, weaving their futures together or unraveling the threads of their connection. As he looked into her eyes, glowing in the starlight, he knew there was only one truth he could offer, and it lay bare, shimmering like the waters that now ran through her village. Under the vast expanse of the starlit sky, Kwame held Ama's gaze, the silence between them thick with anticipation. The air around them was alive with the distant sounds of celebration, yet in their secluded corner of the village, time seemed to pause, waiting for Kwame's response. "My heart," Kwame began, his voice calm yet carrying an undeniable depth of emotion, "has found its home, not in the lands I own, nor in the halls of my vast estates, but here, among these people, with you." His words flowed sincere, each syllable soaked in the truth of his feelings. Ama listened, the glow from the nearby lanterns flickering softly across her face, casting light on the myriad of emotions that danced in her eyes. "And what of your life before?" she asked, a whisper of vulnerability in her voice. "The responsibilities, the expectations. Can one truly leave behind a world one has built over a lifetime?" Kwame reached for her hands, holding them gently between his, the roughness of his palms a testament to his recent labors. "My life before was a portrait beautifully painted, yet lacking the most vital hue, the color of true connection and purpose. What I have built can be managed, but what I have found with you and your people is irreplaceable. I am here, not to escape my past, but to weave it into a new narrative, one that includes us." His declaration, earnest and bold, seemed to lift a weight from Ama's shoulders. The guardedness in her posture eased, and her hands clasped his a bit more firmly. "But Kwame," she ventured, her tone laced with a mix of hope and caution, "to weave such a narrative is to blend two very different worlds. Are you prepared for the challenges that such a blend might entail? My world is simple yet complex in its traditions and expectations." "I am," he affirmed without hesitation. "For in you I have found not just love but a partnership. I am ready to learn, to adapt and to embrace all that your world offers. Together, we can bridge the gap between our worlds, respecting both our legacies while forging a new path forward." Ama looked up at him, her decision reflecting in her eyes before her words could confirm it. "Then let us begin this, not as a tale of a wealthy man and a village maiden, but as a partnership of equals, ready to face whatever our futures may hold, together." The night carried on, the air filled with the melodies of traditional songs and the rhythmic beat of drums. Kwame and Ama, now united in their intentions and dreams, joined the festivities, their hearts lighter and their steps in perfect sync with the music. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, elders and youths alike acknowledged their union, offering blessings and words of encouragement. The couple danced through the night, their silhouettes a testament to a bond forged not just in love, but in mutual respect and understanding. In the days that followed, Kwame continued to immerse himself in village life, his status as a wealthy outsider slowly diminishing as he became a respected member of the community. Ama, in turn, began to envision a life where her traditions and Kwame's modern influence could coexist, creating a tapestry rich with history and progress. As they planned for a future together, they remained mindful of the delicate balance between honoring their pasts and embracing their shared future. Each step forward was taken with careful consideration, their love the guiding light through the complexities of their conjoined worlds. Their story, enriched by its challenges, continued to unfold, a testament to the power of love and the strength of unity in diversity. As the seasons shifted, bringing rains that nourished the earth and harvests that filled the granaries, Kwame and Ama's lives intertwined further. Their days were marked by a series of collaborations and shared endeavors that bridged their distinct worlds through a mosaic of mutual respect and collective effort. Kwame, ever the astute businessman, introduced innovative agricultural techniques to the community, drawing on his extensive network to bring experts who could train the local farmers in sustainable practices. This initiative not only increased crop yields, but also fostered a spirit of entrepreneurship among the villagers. Ama, with her deep understanding of the community's rhythms and needs, facilitated these sessions, acting as a bridge between the new ideas and the traditional ways. Together, they revitalized an old craft center where Ama's jewelry making had first caught Kwame's eye. This space became a hub for local artisans to showcase their crafts, blending traditional techniques with modern designs. Kwame's business acumen ensured that these products found new markets, both locally and internationally, thereby increasing the artisans' incomes and pride in their cultural heritage. Meanwhile, Amma took on the task of guiding Kwame through the deeper cultural nuances of her community. She arranged for him to participate in the rites and ceremonies that marked the life of the village, from the initiation rites of young warriors to the harvest festivals that celebrated the bounty of the land. Kwame, with his keen interest and genuine respect for these traditions, learned quickly, his presence at these events becoming as natural as any born to them. Their home became a reflection of their union, a blend of modern elegance and traditional decor. Here, artifacts that spoke of the village's history stood proudly next to contemporary art that Kwame had collected over the years. Their residence was not just a home, but a symbol of how two worlds could coexist and enrich each other. The children of the village, curious and uninhibited, were drawn to this home. Kwame often found himself surrounded by a gaggle of youngsters eager to hear stories of the world beyond their borders. He took to teaching them not just about geography and science, but also about the values of openness and curiosity. Amma, seeing the impact of these interactions, initiated a small library within their home where children could come and learn, thereby planting the seeds of a brighter future in the young minds. One particular afternoon, as the village prepared for the Festival of Masks, a vibrant celebration of ancestral spirits and communal unity, Kwame and Amma stood together, watching the preparations. Villagers adorned in colorful attire busied themselves with decorations and cooking, their laughter and chatter creating a lively atmosphere. Amma, dressed in a robe that bore the symbols of her lineage, turned to Kwame, a thoughtful expression on her face. "This festival," she explained, "is about honoring those who walked these lands before us, acknowledging their struggles and triumphs. It's a reminder that we are part of a continuum, and our actions today shape the legacy we leave behind." Kwame nodded, his attire, a fine blend of traditional and modern fabrics, mirroring his own journey. "And together," he added, his hand finding hers, "we are crafting a legacy that bridges past and future, one that I hope will be as vibrant and enduring as this festival." As the drumbeats rose and the sun dipped below the horizon, the village came alive with a spectacle of masks and music, the air thick with the aroma of festive dishes. Kwame and Amma joined the dance, their movements a celebration of their shared life, each step a testament to their love and dedication to each other and to the community that had embraced them both. In the glow of the festival fires, as shadows danced on the faces of the masked revelers, their story continued to weave through the tapestry of community life, each thread adding strength and color to the ever-evolving picture of their life together. As the festival's embers cooled and the rhythms of daily life resumed, Kwame and Amma's influence within the village deepened, manifesting not only in tangible projects, but also in the evolving perspectives of the community members. Their integration had become a model of balance, celebrating both heritage and innovation. With the success of the agricultural improvements and the craft center, other villages began to take notice. Leaders from neighboring areas visited, keen to learn how such synergies were achieved. Kwame, with Amma by his side, hosted these delegations, sharing insights and experiences. The discussions often extended into deep dialogues about development while maintaining cultural integrity, topics that Kwame handled with a respect born of his genuine love for Amma's traditions. One warm afternoon, as the dry season beckoned with promises of clear skies, the village welcomed a group from a distant region. They came burdened with challenges of their own, lands less fertile, and communities fragmented by recent hardships. The meeting took place under the largest baobab tree, a symbol of endurance and community. Amma initiated the gathering with a welcome ritual, pouring libations to honor ancestors and seeking their blessings. The air was filled with a sense of solemnity as the visitors watched, touched by the respect shown to traditions. Kwame then took the floor, his demeanor calm yet authoritative, as he recounted the village's recent journey of growth. "We have found strength in unity, in the fusion of our past wisdom with new opportunities," Kwame explained, gesturing towards the fields that now flourished. "These crops are not just food, they are a testament to our collaborative spirit. We can share these lessons, helping you forge your path, tailored to the needs and spirits of your people." The visitors listened intently, their earlier reservations giving way to a cautious optimism. Discussions unfolded, with village elders and youths alike contributing, weaving a dialogue that spanned generations and visions. Later, as the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the baobab tree, Amma led the visitors on a tour of the craft center. The artisans, proud and eager, displayed their work, each piece telling a story of transformation, of raw materials, and of lives uplifted. One elder visitor, moved by the display, turned to Amma. "Your hands create more than jewelry. They weave hope," he said, his voice laden with emotion. Amma smiled, her eyes reflecting the setting sun's glow. "It is not my hands alone," she replied. "It is our hands joined with others like Kwame's that mold our future. We draw strength from our roots to reach for new heights." As the delegation prepared to depart, promises of future collaboration and exchanges were made. The seeds of a larger network of villages, connected by shared goals and mutual support, were sown. In the following days, as Kwame and Amma reflected on the visit, they planned further outreach, hoping to inspire a regional movement that could address larger issues like education and healthcare. Each evening, they walked through the village, their conversations a blend of dreams and strategies. Their path took them past the homes of villagers whose lives they had touched, each greeting them with warmth and gratitude. Children ran up to them, tales of their day spilling out in excited bursts. Kwame often knelt to listen, his face alight with joy, while Amma shared words of encouragement, her presence a reassuring constant. As night fell and the stars took their place in the sky, Kwame and Amma sat beneath the baobab tree, its massive trunk a backdrop to their silhouette. The whispers of the tree seemed to echo the pulse of the village, a steady rhythm of growth and unity. Their commitment to each other and to the village wove through their actions, an ever-present theme that resonated with the harmonies of traditional songs that drifted through the evening air. The village, once a simple backdrop to their love, had become a canvas of their collective aspirations, painted with the broad strokes of community and the fine lines of personal devotion. The rhythm of life in the village, now pulsing with the vibrancy of growth and unity, reflected the profound transformation initiated by Kwame and Amma. The baobab, under whose vast branches wisdom and futures were woven, stood as a silent witness to the unfolding narratives of the community members, each enriched by the shared efforts of the couple. As the dry season gave way to the rains, bringing with them the promise of renewal, Kwame and Amma embarked on their next endeavor, a cultural exchange program that would bring young people from the city to learn about traditional practices while sharing their own knowledge of technology and modern methodologies. The program was designed to foster a reciprocal understanding, ensuring that progress could be embraced without losing the essence of cultural heritage. The first group arrived on a morning when the air was heavy with the scent of rain-soaked earth. Amma, with her innate grace, welcomed the young visitors, her words weaving a tapestry of anticipation and encouragement. "Here you will find roots that stretch deep and branches that reach wide," she told them, gesturing to the baobab. Kwame introduced the youth to the village elders, who shared stories of the past, their voices rich with the timbre of experience and wisdom. The elders spoke of days when the village was isolated, a time before roads connected them to the nearest town, and how each challenge had been met with unity and resolve. The young visitors were paired with local mentors, each duo tasked with creating a project that would benefit the village while incorporating modern skills. Ideas flourished: solar-powered lighting for the craft center, an online platform to sell the village's crafts, and even a small digital library where books could be accessed by everyone, broadening the horizons of the village children. As the projects took shape, Kwame often found himself at the center of discussions, bridging gaps with his knowledge and experience, ensuring that enthusiasm was tempered with practicality. Amma, meanwhile, took the lead in organizing cultural nights, where stories were shared under the starlit sky, dances performed to the rhythm of traditional drums, and songs sung in the languages of both the village and the visitors. One evening, as the community gathered around a large fire, a young visitor from the city, inspired by the openness and spirit of the village, stood to speak. "In this place," he said, his eyes reflecting the firelight, "I have learned that technology is not just a tool for building the future, but also a bridge back to our roots. Here, the past and the present blend in a dance that honors both." The program culminated in a festival where the projects were showcased. The village buzzed with activity, the air filled with the scent of festival foods and the sound of laughter. The visitors presented their work, pride evident in their voices as they explained how these initiatives would continue to benefit the village, Kwame and Ama stood together, watching the presentations, their hands clasped, a silent acknowledgement of their shared vision coming to fruition. The sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the village in a golden glow, a symbol of the dawn of new possibilities. As night fell, the festival continued with music and dancing. Kwame and Ama danced among the villagers and visitors, their movements a celebration of all they had achieved and the paths yet to be explored. The baobab, under which they all gathered, stood firm and strong, its presence a comforting reminder of the continuity of life, of traditions preserved and new chapters written under its watchful gaze. As the celebration wore on, the community, enriched by new friendships and inspired by collaborative successes, looked forward to the future with renewed hope and determination, the echoes of their unity resounding like the beat of the heart of the earth. As the first rays of the morning sun filtered through the leaves of the baobab tree, the village awoke to the remnants of the previous night's festivities, signs of joy and collaboration still evident in the decorations that fluttered gently in the breeze and the echoes of laughter that seemed to linger in the air. The cultural exchange program had not only brought new ideas and technologies to the village, but had also deepened the bonds within the community, crafting a blueprint for future engagements. Kwame and Ama, having witnessed the fruit of their endeavors, found themselves reflecting on the broader impact of their work as they walked through the village at dawn. The pathways, trodden by the feet of both elders and youth, symbolized the unity that now defined their community. Each home they passed radiated with the life of those whose spirits had been uplifted by the mutual sharing of knowledge and respect. In the days that followed, the village saw an influx of visitors, other communities eager to learn from their model of integration and innovation. Kwame, with his background in business, facilitated workshops, while Ama led discussions on cultural preservation amidst modernization. Their home became a hub of dialogue, a place where strategies and stories were woven together, creating a rich tapestry of shared wisdom. The impact of their work reached beyond the immediate community. Recognizing the potential of their model, a regional development agency approached Kwame and Ama to help replicate their success in other villages. This new project promised to extend their influence, offering them a chance to shape policies and practices that could benefit entire regions. As they prepared for this new phase, Kwame and Ama dedicated one last evening to celebrate with their village, the place where it all began. The community gathered under the baobab tree, which was adorned with lanterns that cast a soft glow on the faces of all who came under its branches. The elders spoke first, their voices carrying the weight of gratitude and respect. "You have brought us together in ways we could not imagine. You have helped us see that our traditions can thrive alongside new ways," one elder stated, his eyes on Kwame and Ama. "You have taught us that true progress is not leaving things behind, but bringing them along on our path forward." Young members of the community shared their stories next, talking about the doors that had opened for them because of the exchange program. One young woman who had learned digital skills had started teaching online classes to children in distant communities. "It's like planting seeds," she said, her youthful enthusiasm shining bright. "Seeds that will grow and spread the knowledge we've gained here." As the evening wore on, the community celebrated with music and dance, the rhythms of drums filling the air with vibrant energy. Kwame and Ama joined in, their hearts full of hope and their minds focused on the journeys to come. Under the cover of night, with stars witnessing from above, the village under the baobab pledged to continue walking the path that Kwame and Ama had helped pave. It was a path marked by the footprints of those who dared to dream, to innovate, and to preserve the essence of their heritage. As the final notes of music faded into the night, Kwame and Ama stood together, their gazes fixed on the horizon where the first light of dawn promised new beginnings. Their story, a testament to love, leadership, and legacy, continued to inspire not just their community, but also those beyond, a beacon of hope in a world brimming with possibilities.